Imitation of Mateus Gamrot speaking English. Okay, I say, everybody want to say, and I say, let's go. TOPURIA, let's go. That's how Gamrot sounds. I say, okay. There's a lot of Polish people, they have a word or two that they use to get back to normal. And Gamrot is, I say, okay. Bully Tom stapling down a Down syndrome boy's fingers. All right. Fucking hell, mate. You ain't going to need these, are you? I don't know. Can't pick your nose now, can you? You fucking dummy. I'm not going to do that. Thank you for the $2. Very sorry. Impression of Francis on a bike versus Jones in a car. What the fuck? No. I'm bright red from the blood. I don't know. I'm white from the cocaine. Be careful because Jones's brothers will kill you for less. True, and they've got all my stuff tapped. All my phones tapped and stuff like that. Thank you for the $2 Canadian. Brenner versus Ribovic in the Apex. Why? Literally a fucking guaranteed banger, and they're just wasting it in the Apex, dude. So far. What's the one fighter right now that you think could beat TOPURIA besides Islam? The one fighter right now that I think could beat TOPURIA besides Islam. What, within the divisions, lightweight and featherweight? At lightweight, I honestly think Volk could win a rematch. And I think at lightweight, I wouldn't pick him to, but he could. And then at lightweight, I don't know, dude. It's risky. Thank you for the 5. Not a lot of ARMAN. ARMAN could. Pimlet could. Let's face it. Pimlet is actually a decent matchup against Ilya. To be fair. As a half-caste Maori called James, Kai's soft. Thank you for the $3. James Rama. Hot take, ARMAN beats Prime KHABIB. Thoughts? I reckon so. I agree. Ty said he was... I actually 100% agree with you on that take, and I've said it before. Ty said he was going to stay at 385. Well, that's good. I don't want him to do too devious of a cut. You know what I'm saying? Ilya by second round KO's the bet. Thoughts? No, I think in the first, to be honest with you. Mate, I did my work experience in a shitty office and all the cups were badly stained. Everyone's teeth were brown. I thought, nah, I'm not doing this. I know, dude. I actually did that as well with work experience. All drinking coffee. And they're just rotting and staining their teeth away. Yeah, that's a big thing in the UK. Staining your teeth from coffee and tea. What country produces the most fun fighters? The most fun fighters? Brazil, probably. Honestly. Insane how John BERNTHAL is a fan of the channel. At least he checked one video a while ago. I don't know if he's an active fan of the channel. And he deleted the message, so... is what it is. Odds on Jon Jones killing someone in the next year? Pretty high. Pretty high. He's already done it. Pretty high. Start and arrest Jon Jones petition. That might be the new petition that we might need to do. My friend Hardeep is my flat earth bro. Thank you for the $2 Canadian. Your friend Hardeep. Thank you for the $2 Canadian. Impression of Jones doing the hacker to the cops after a DUI. Guru, what are your thoughts on the Brits while abroad? US guys get a bad rep, but when I was in Amsterdam recently, the British dudes were more of degenerates and paid to action. Because UK people are fucking retarded. They've been watered down into some absolute pathetic excuses of men. It's an absolute fact. They go over there chanting and singing and drinking and fucking being retards, basically. And chanting for football teams and getting into fights over football teams. Like, the average UK man will literally get into a street fight over their Africans losing to a different group of people's Africans that play football for their team. But they won't do anything about what's currently happening in Europe. It's a completely... They've been completely warped into, like, a pathetic excuse for what they used to be. Is KHAMZAT versus POATAN BMF at 205 possible? In the near future, possible? If the stars align? Shut up, mate. Not BMF. Why did the BMF need to be involved in that? Some kind of title fight could be possible, yeah, but I doubt it. What do you think of rugby? I think rugby's pretty cool. But I don't watch it. When's the last time you got some puss? A year and a half. I've accepted Charles's fate, but how likely do you think a submission is? How likely do I think a submission is? I don't know. Thank you for the $10. The champion has a name. It's Charles Oliveira, Guru. It's not. It's Ilya Topuria from the Bronx. How likely do you think a submission is? I think Oliveira has like a 20% chance of submitting Ilya, a 20% chance of TKOing him, and a 5% chance of winning a decision. And Ilya has a 55% chance of winning, I think. That boy got the fire in him. Thank God. I hate it when they exchange hugs and kisses. Olives by sub round 3. We'll see. We shall see. Hey, Guru, did you see DJ Cooley and Gary a cuck on Ariel's show? I didn't. People have told me about it, though. I saw him talking about Jonjones on there, but I didn't see him talking about Ian Gary. Let me see if I can type it in here. People calling KHABIB France cringe will switch if he wins. I'm telling you, dude, if he wins by KO, it'll be really cool. Did you see Joe Rogan talking about casuals on his podcast with Sandhagen and then forgetting Nazim Sadikov's name? Like, bro, you're the casual. I know. I didn't see him forgetting Nazim Sadikov's name, but that's doable. You know, I mean, you can forget someone's name. It was just some of the other shit he was saying was fucking pathetic. 44 years old, eating dinner with my wife and son, watching you and getting mad because you're saying Pimlet beats Ilya. What the fuck is wrong with me? That is cringe. Are your wife and son watching as well? What the fuck you doing watching me at the dinner table? Be there, present with your family. Jesus Christ. Are you 12? Get off the fucking iPad, kid. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Supposed to lead by example. If McGregor comes back, he should fight Ilya. I know he would most likely get beat very bad, but if he does beat him, there's a chance he catches Ilya over swinging. Would do miracles for himself legacy. Wise, it would, dude. But I just feel like he needs to get wins before he even gets anywhere near a title shot at this point, you know. I bet you didn't get any in South Africa. I believe what you want, mate. Thank you for the $2. Only way to justify BMF is through a tournament. Yes. That is the only way to justify the BMF. No, it isn't at all. Don't do it. It's a fucking silly little gay thing. We're not the WWE. Thanks for all the laughs, Guru. Not sure how I survived watching MMA before I discovered your channel. Hope you can move to the US someday. I'm thinking about it. I was speaking to my parents about it today. Thank you for the 14 months of membership, brother. My name is the Guru and I love poo-poo. Farting is fun. So Tom just hopped on Ariel's show and had a very interesting take on athletes using PEDs. It was brutal. I saw it. 14:49 mark when you get the chance. Want to know your thoughts? I think you'll appreciate what he had to say. I saw what he was saying on there, yeah. I'll look it up now because there's a quote that I saw on Twitter. And you know what's crazy? Fighters are only now speaking up about this, which is good. But not enough fighters speak about PEDs in MMA. At all. Not, like, barely any of them even reference it anymore. It used to be a thing when USADA first came along, where there were so many fighters like, oh, finally I get to call these people out for being on roids. And we saw Bisping pave the way with that. And a lot of other fighters were massive. Like, they build an entire identity around trashing people on roids. But then it kind of went away. And now people accept it. And it's really weird. But Tom Aspinall said, Tom Aspinall on PEDs in MMA. If your job is to physically hurt another person, which could potentially redirect the rest of their lives, you're an absolute piece of shit. And you should never be able to fight again if you have any PED stuff. It's like taking a gun to a knife fight. How can you look yourself in the mirror when you know that you're cheating? You could potentially damage the other person for life. It's fucking disgusting, mate. It's absolutely fucking rank, mate. Thoughts on Strickland fans saying shit like he went off at the presser and it's just him doing an unbearable impression of someone's uncle? I saw that stuff with Laura Sanko. You know what? It's quite uncomfortable, you know. He's talking about Laura Sanko's looks the whole time. And he's funny, Strickland, yeah. But sometimes it's just like, there's funny. But when you're making someone really uncomfortable with it, it's interesting, you know. I didn't know how to feel about that. All of them were on some sort of PEDs at some stage. Perhaps. KHABIB France doing his best impression of Terry Crews, white chicks eating oysters. I've never seen white chicks. Thank you for the $5. Terry Crews. Gee, man, come on, man. Gee, y'all know I got muscle now. I got muscles and shit. Thank you for the 5. That's my impression of him. Impression of Yoel finding out he's black. Hey, who took my phone? Hang on a minute. It's in my other hand. Thank you for the $2. I don't know. It's in my other hand. I don't know if that's how it works. Let them all juice roster off TRT Vitors and Ubereams. True. We're watching you as a family, you incel. Sorry. Thank you for the $2. I'm sorry for shaming you. Why am I an incel now? You're the one watching me on your fucking iPad at dinner. Impression of Bully Tom. What the Rock was cooking. After a fart. Can you smell what the Rock was cooking? Oof. Holy shit. It smells like fucking... Smells like he was cooking dead flesh. Can you do an impression of Kaikara France doing his Maori hacker walk-in tomorrow? Lights go dark for our contender this evening. I don't know what he would do. Thank you for the 5. Impression on his lamb beating his goat wife to one-up Jones. All right. I told you. You keep letting him outdo us. Impression of Yoel Romero joining Maori culture. Hey! Why you all retarded? Impression of Aspinall'S tapping your phone for John Jones. Gee, man. We gonna find out all now. We gonna find out what he been talking to Old Man about. We gonna find the picture he sent to Old Man of the Charles Oliveira thing. I keep doing that to fighters. I need to stop. I need to stop doing that, chat. Who's with me? That needs to stop, right? I need to stop sending... I keep sending pictures of Charles Oliveira to fighters that I've hyped up that lose. I need to stop it. Thank you for the 2. Hackers are cool, but Kaikara France makes it cringe. No, he's the most alpha one there is. They ain't got no one in the UFC but him. It's that white in him, dude. Making him a good fighter. Real talk, why did Kai go into the back room of the UFC and trauma dump on DC and Olivi for no reason? I can't make fun of him. I fucking borderline trauma dumped on Demetrius Johnson's pod just because I hadn't spoke to anyone in a year. But yes, Kaikara France. Kaikara France is going to do the Maori thing. I imagine so. He was... I'm not going to pick on him for it, though, because he was crying about... Oh, here he is with the Maori stuff. He was crying about it at the backstage fighter meetings that they have. He was tearing up because... I don't know why. He took the English name of Kai or something like that. And he felt like he was denying his true heritage and identity. I don't know what's going on with Kaikara France, but, you know. I just find it funny how when someone's like a quarter something else other than white, they're just fully that 100%. You know? Sorry. Look at Kaikara France. Oh, God. Literally a quarter Maori. Funny shit, man. Shout out to Kaikara France, dude, doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny. It just is a funny thing, you know? It's just such a weird fucking thing to do. Kai means food in Maori. Must have been a tactic by his parents not to feed him during stunting his growth. You have food already. I think it was a tactic to get him chomped by Taito Ivasa in the neighborhood. They didn't want him. Guru's black impression sounds like meatball ATHF. Gee, man, what you trying to do, man? Well, you out of here, you ain't there, dog. Gee, man. Me gusta sepia. Chat, do you think, like, you know when these cultures pass down this way of doing things? Hear me out about this Samoan Maori culture, chat. You know when, like, one group of them do it and then they pass it down to their future generations? There must have been a first person to do that haka when they go, and all of that type of stuff, right? So, hear me out. What if there was just some retarded guy that was, like, in charge of a village back in the day? And now we await a speech from our king, chief of our tribe. Speak, chief. And he's just up there going, and all of a sudden they go, he's got it. Yes, we must pass this down to every generation. Like, what if he was just a retarded guy and they think, this is, our king has spoken. Teach your children the ways and allow them to continue the trend. Years from now, you know? I don't know if that's, like, how it went down, but I could honestly see that reality. Because we had a lot of retarded kings in Europe, you know what I mean? So what if there was just like a retarded chief on the island going, and like thinking he's giving orders, and the rest of the village is just too scared to correct him and go, he's cooking. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll teach our kids the way of this. This is the shit right here. But in reality, they're just like copying a Down syndrome guy spurging out. I don't know. It could be reality. Imagine thousands of years just copying some Down syndrome guy that used to lead them back in fucking 954 AD. The Maori literally ate all the real natives. Okay. Enzia's putting Maori stank on everything is gay. Impression of Bully Aspinall reacting to Kai France doing this Maori stuff and assuming he has special needs. What the fuck are you doing, mate? Listen, now I'm actually quite fucking experienced with this, mate. I don't want to ruin my relationship with Aspinall. I need to stop. Thank you for the £10. Ozempic gives shit burps, so I've heard. Yuck. Impression of Kai France being asked how his day was and him breaking down in tears about why he's ashamed of his name. Okay. No, we're not going to mimic him crying. Don't do that. He's a fun fighter. I hope he wins. I don't. I like Pantoja, but yeah. Impression of Shane Young and Kai France blowing each other's backstage while the other one does the hacker. I don't know what they would do, man. They got intimidated by the retard chief because they themselves were retarded, okay? Thank you for the $5. Would be hard to know if they have the downs or not by the looks of them. All right. Are Maori that bad? I don't know if they look downs. Impression of Kai France thinking a Connor meltdown is the hacker. I didn't know. Hey, let's go, bro. I didn't know Connor was that cultured. Impression of Maori holding you hostage by the arm. Nah, get off. Crowdfund for Guru Hacker. No. Impression of Kai France fecal vomiting during the hacker. Hey, shit, bro. I got poo in my tongue, hey. Robert Downey Jr. was the name of the emperor. True.